Bgmc. The biblical truth lives here.
We are living in a time like no other in history, but fortunately for us, God wrote it all down in His prophecies. Find out what prophecies happened this week ripped straight from the headlines. Stay tuned for the Prophecy Headlines news show on the Remnant's Call.
Let's get ready for the Remnant's Call End Time Prophecy News. Da 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 da. First news story comes from the land of Israel.
La primera historia viene desde Israel.
Please pay attention.
Por favor, preste atención.
Look at that beautiful sign.
Mire ese hermoso letrero.
That is a sign that points to the U.S. Embassy,
Ese es el letrero que señala a la embajada americana,
which will open in Jerusalem
que fue abierto en Jerusalén.
on Monday.
El lunes fue abierto. Amén.
There's the mayor of Jerusalem.
Ahí está el alcalde de Jerusalén.
There's going to be a large delegation from the United States there in Jerusalem.
Va a haber un grupo de delegados allá en Jerusalén.
And maybe the president might be there.
Probablemente el presidente esté allá.
This is an awesome day, everybody.
Eso es un día impresionante.
The nations will be flowing to Zion.
Y las naciones estarán allá flotando en Sion.
Going on to the next slide. Last week,
La semana pasada
okay, we're at the edge of the brink of World War III, everybody.
estamos es el comienzo de la Tercera Guerra Mundial.
Israel struck 50 different targets in the country of Syria this past week.
Y esta semana pasada Israel destruyó unos 50 blancos e iraníes.
That is the largest Air Force bombardment of another nation since 1973.
Y esta fue el ataque más grande que se ha hecho desde el 63.
So we're going to talk about
Desde el 1973.
we're going to talk about this in the lesson.
Y vamos a estar hablando de esto en la lección.
We're going to look at prophecy.
Todo es sobre profecía.
We're going to try to figure out what's going on.
Y vamos a intentar de descifrar y ver qué está aconteciendo.
Israel did not strike first.
Israel no fue que atacó primero.
The Iranians struck Israel with 20 rockets at Israel military positions.
Y los iraníes desde Siria fueron los que atacaron primero unos 30 misiles.
So
primero.
Israel struck back and they struck hard.
Israel atacó, cuando atacó, respondió fuertemente.
That was Operation House of Cards.
Eso se llama la operación
I don't know how you do that in Spanish.
Esa es la operación Casa de Barajas.
Okay, if you're going to fight somebody, hit them hard.
Y quiere decir que si vas a atacar a alguien, entonces atácalo fuertemente.
Going on to the next news story. So the Palestinians, those lovely people,
Así que los palestinos, esos amantes,
there you see one of Israel's farms on fire.
ahí puedes ver esos sembrados de Israel que están en fuego.
What
en
these
llamas.
animals do every Friday now
Lo que estos animales palestinos lo que hacen cada viernes
is they
ahora,
come to the fence by Israel
ellos vienen a las fronteras de Israel
and they fly a kite.
y ellos vuelan un papalote o una chichigua, un cometa.
They attach to the kite
Ellos amarran a ese cometa
a bomb.
una bomba.
So they fly the kite into Israel territory
Así que vuelan ese cometa a un territorio israelí
and then let the string go.
y entonces la revientan, la dejan ir, la hacen descender, lo sueltan.
And the kite then comes down to earth with the bomb.
Entonces ese cometa se cae con esta bomba.
See, the way that you get a war started,
La forma que hace que la guerra comience,
people will fight over food
personas van a pelear por los alimentos
and clean water.
y por el agua.
So
Agua potable.
once you take away somebody's food, they're going to need to fight you for their food.
Una vez que tú te deshaces de los alimentos del otro, debes de pelear por esos alimentos.
So they're trying to take away Israel's food.
Ellos están intentando de quitarle el alimento a Israel.
Going on to the next news story about Israel.
Esta otra historia de
There you
Israel.
see Benjamin Netanyahu meeting with President Vladimir Putin from Russia.
Aquí estás viendo a Benjamin Netanyahu reuniéndose con Vladimir Putin.
Okay, he met with them before they bombarded Syria.
Ellos se reunieron antes de bombardear a Siria.
Remember this picture
Recuerden esta fotografía
during the lesson.
durante la lección de la
Remember this? I gave him one. You're not supposed to chew them, you're supposed to suck on them. Did you chew it?
Yes.
Yankees, they always drop things. Well, we don't know how to win. We don't know how to win, actually. You're supposed to suck on them. That's why it's called Ricola. Hold on a second, our Espanol. Okay? So everybody remember this picture
Recuerden esta fotografía todos
during the lesson.
durante la enseñanza de hoy día.
Because Russia is the bear from the north.
Porque Rusia es el oso del norte.
Okay, going on to the next news story. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the oldest synagogue in North America.
No sé si puedan ver claramente, pero esta es la sinagoga más antigua de América del Norte.
It is 250 years old.
Tiene unos 250 años de antigüedad.
Do you see those two words on? There's 4 words in English.
Ahí puedes ver esas 4 palabras en inglés.
One says Israel,
Una es que dice Israel,
one says Spanish,
y otra dice español,
and one says Portuguese.
la otra dice portugués.
That synagogue is commonly known as a Spanish-Portuguese synagogue.
Esa sinagoga es conocida como la sinagoga español portugués hablante.
The Spanish Jews have been in Canada for over 250 years.
Y estos judíos portugueses españoles han estado en Canadá por más de 250 años.
This congregation is located in Montreal.
Esta congregación está localizada en
It
Montreal.
is the oldest synagogue in North America.
Es la sinagoga más antigua de América del Norte.
They're celebrating their 250th anniversary this month.
En ese mes están celebrando su 250 aniversario.
Amen?
Amén.
So if you want the news story, there's a lot more to this news story. I'll send it to you. Lots of great pictures.
Si quieren esta historia, pueden mandarme un correo electrónico y le mando todas las fotografías.
Going on to the next news story about anti-Semitism.
Noticia de antisemitismo.
Let's see what's going on in anti-Semitism this week.
Vamos a ver qué ha ocurrido antisemíticamente en esta semana.
You think our president is old?
¿Usted cree que nuestro presidente es viejo?
The new prime minister of Malaysia is 92.
El nuevo presidente de Malasia tiene 92 años de edad.
And he hates the Jews.
Y él odia a los judíos.
So he's saying all this nasty stuff about the Jews, and he's now the prime minister of Malaysia.
Y él es ahora el nuevo ministro de Malasia. Ha estado diciendo cosas horrendas de los judíos.
He say the Jews rule the world, and you're right, we do.
Él dice que no, los judíos están gobernando el mundo.
Because our Messiah is Jewish, and your Muslim God is nothing.
Porque ya has dicho la verdad que los judíos gobiernan el mundo porque nuestro Mesías es judío y tus dioses musulmanes no es nada. Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the next news story. End time prophecy news.
Noticias arrancadas de los encabezados.
First news story is about the mark of the beast. It comes from Revelation 13, verse 16.
Y esa primera historia de los arrancados de los encabezados es la marca de la bestia, Revelaciones, Apocalipsis 13.
You are living in the only time period ever that this could happen.
Estás viviendo en un tiempo, una temporada que esto es posible que suceda. ¿Sí?
Okay, so let's see the news story. In China,
En China
they now have 176 million cameras watching you.
ya tienen unos 176 millones de cámaras que se están observando.
And they have something called facial recognition.
Y tienen eso lo que se reconoce como reconocimiento facial.
So if you try to hide,
Si te intentas de esconder,
they can find you.
ellos pueden identificarte.
Because they got these cameras everywhere, 176 million cameras.
Ellos tienen eso en todas partes, tienen unas 176 millones de cámaras.
So if you don't think the mark of the beast is real,
Si no crees que la marca de la bestia es real,
you're living in the end time.
estás viviendo realmente en los fines de los tiempos.
Going on to the next news story, leadership.
El liderazgo.
In Exodus 18 verse 21, Shemot 18 verse 21,
En Éxodo 18:21,
you're supposed to pick people that are honorable.
tienes que ¿cómo? Escoger personas que sean honorables,
That fear God.
de que teman a Dios.
And in North Carolina,
En el Carolina del Norte,
in the 9th district of North
en
Carolina,
el distrito de noveno distrito de Carolina del Norte,
a pastor has won the primary.
un pastor ganó las primarias.
That's what we need. We need rabbis and pastors in our government.
Eso es lo que necesitamos, rabinos y pastores en nuestro gobierno.
So keep this guy, Robert Pettinger, in your prayers.
Mantenga a este rabino que se llama, este pastor
I'll try-
en sus oraciones.
I'll try to find some more information about that guy from Rav Will.
Voy a intentar de tener más información sobre él por medio de Rabbul.
He's in the 9th district, Will.
Él está en el distrito 9.
Going on to the next news story. John 17, verse 14. You're going to be hated for following Yeshua in the Bible.
En Juan 17:14 dice, vas a ser odiado por seguir a Yeshua y la palabra, la Biblia.
Going on to the news story.
En esta historia,
This is why I say we need other avenues that we stream on.
es por eso que he dicho que necesitamos otras vías para transmitir nuestro servicio también.
YouTube bans a pro-life channel.
Y en YouTube se está prohibiendo los canales pro vida.
Okay, they said that because they said that you shouldn't abort children, that's harmful and dangerous.
Porque ese canal dice que no debes de promover el aborto y eso es duro y
Get your hand
peligroso.
off that poster. Thank you. Okay. Next story. Okay, Amazon is also hating us.
También Amazon está odiándonos.
They've teamed up with the ACLU
Ellos se reunieron con un equipo que se llama SPLC
to stop any Christian donations through Amazon.
para detener lo que son donaciones a los cristianos conservadores.
Whoever
Oramos.
thought we would live in a world like this?
¿Quién pensó alguna vez que íbamos a estar viviendo en un tiempo como este?
That God would be so openly hated.
Donde Dios iba a estar siendo odiado abiertamente.
Going on to next news story. Stupidity.
Estupidez.
People get mad when I call people stupid.
Las personas se enojan cuando llamo a los estúpidos estúpidos.
The Psalms call people stupid.
El Salmo realmente llama a las personas
In Psalm
estúpidas.
92 verse 6, it calls people stupid.
El Salmo 92 verso 6 llama a las personas
You
estúpidas.
want to see a really stupid story?
¿Quieres ver realmente una historia
Anybody
estúpida?
want to see a really stupid story?
¿Quieres ver esa historia estúpida?
Let's go to this story.
Vamos a esa historia.
In Australia,
En Australia
you have this person
tienes esta persona.
saying that you got to ask your child if they want their diaper changed.
Esa persona dice que debes de preguntarle a tu hijo si quiere que le cambie el
Reverend and Veronica, you got to ask Asher if he wants his diaper changed.
Robinson debe de preguntarle a Asher si quiere que le cambie el pañal.
And you're telling us we're stupid because we're pro-life. I think your mother should have aborted you.
Y nos has llamado a nosotros estúpidos porque estamos a favor de la
This
vida.
is a real story.
Esta es una historia real.
This person was on ABC News Australia.
Esta persona estuvo en el canal de ABC en Australia.
We should have parents ask their children if they want their diaper changed. Right.
Él dijo que deberían de preguntarle, los padres preguntarle a los hijos si
Really?
quieren que le cambie el pañal. ¿En serio?
So I'm going to call you in the middle of the night when the
Vaya.
child is screaming.
Voy a llamarte a ti en medio de la noche cuando el niño
We should
comience
find
a-
this person's phone number and call her.
Deberíamos de encontrar el número telefónico de esa persona y
Like,
llamarlo.
everybody should take turns calling her like 5 times a day.
Cada uno debería tomarse un turno y llamarlo unas 5
And
veces
just
al
play a
día.
crying baby on the phone.
Y colocar un sonido de un bebé llorando en el teléfono.
Change my diaper. Going on to the next news story. 2 Timothy chapter 4 about tickly ear Christians.
Segunda Timoteo 4:3, oídos cosquillosos de los cristianos.
They say we're supposed to be a Christian nation.
Y decimos que deberíamos de ser una nación cristiana.
Look at some of these numbers, everybody.
Miren algunos de estos números aquí.
America has a pornography problem.
Y Estados Unidos tiene un problema de pornografía.
Every 1 second,
Cada segundo,
28,000 people are watching pornography.
unos 28,000 personas están observando pornografía.
Every 1 second,
Cada segundo,
over $3,000 are being spent on pornography.
unos 3,075 dólares se está invirtiendo en pornografía.
40 million American people regularly visit pornography sites.
Unos 40 millones de americanos está visitando esas páginas de pornografía.
1/3 of all pornography viewers are women.
Y un tercio de los que asisten a estas cosas de pornografía son mujeres.
Every day,
Cada día,
over 100,000 searches for child pornography.
más de unos 100,000 vistas o búsquedas es asunto de pornografía infantil.
And then finally, the last one down at the bottom there, Josh.
Ujú.
2.5 billion emails sent or received every day contain pornography. 2.5 billion!
Y cada día unos 2.5 billones de correos electrónicos tienen contenido pornográfico.
And you get mad at me because I preach the law?
Y ustedes se enojan conmigo porque estoy predicando la ley o hablando
This
de
is
la ley.
Isaiah. In the end of days, evil will be called good, and good will be called evil.
Y esto ya lo dijo Isaías. Al final de los tiempos, lo bueno iba a ser llamado malo y lo malo bueno.
Let's go on to the next news story. Sickness.
Enfermedades.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 22, God said, I'm going to send sickness.
En Deuteronomio 28:22 el Señor dijo, voy a enviar enfermedades.
Okay, Ebola is back, everybody.
La Ebola ha retornado, ha regresado.
17 people are already dead in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Y unas 17 personas ya han muerto en esta ciudad del Congo.
This can become a pandemic in a few hours, everybody.
Esto puede tornarse en una pandemia en pocas horas.
If somebody from that has Ebola
Si una persona que tiene Ebola,
gets on an airplane,
se monta en un avión,
everybody in the airplane will get infected.
todos en el avión se van a infectar.
Then when they get off the airplane, let's say they're taking a connecting flight,
Y vamos a decir que ellos están haciendo una conexión aérea.
then everybody else will be infected on the connecting flight.
Y en esta escala que todos los que están en esos aviones van a ser infectados también.
Ebola is an airborne disease.
La ébola es una enfermedad contagiosa.
It is back.
It is? Oh, ha regresado.
Remember this story for the lesson.
Recuerde esta historia en la lección de hoy día.
Next news story. Matthew 24 verse 7 talks about wars and rumors of wars.
Mateo 24:7 habla de guerra y rumores de guerra.
Next news story.
Esta
You think
historia.
it's not coming here.
Ustedes creen que no va a venir aquí.
I don't know where you stand on the wall and I don't really care.
No sé dónde está usted de pie, pero realmente no me interesa.
In Texas this week, and this is not the first time,
Y en Texas en esta semana, y no es la primera vez,
2 people from Syria were caught coming in from Mexico.
2 personas de Siria fueron arrestadas por la línea de México.
I don't
en la
know if you
frontera.
know your geography,
No sé si usted conoce su geografía,
but Syria is nowhere near Mexico.
pero Siria no está ni siquiera cerca de México.
Okay? Syria is nowhere near Mexico.
Siria ni siquiera está cerca de México.
Every day,
Cada día,
Middle Eastern people are coming over our border.
personas del Medio Oriente están llegando a nuestras fronteras.
There is an invasion force already here in the United States.
Hay una invasión que ya está aquí en los Estados Unidos.
In Minnesota this week,
Y en Minnesota, en esa semana,
they voted in one of the towns to instill Sharia law.
en esta ciudad ya se votó para tener el Sharia law. la
So
ley de
I say
Sharia.
get your firearms and get a lot of them.
Y mi consejo es que consigas armas de fuego y que consigas muchas.
And we have a very good company called Lead Chunkers that we know. It's a Messianic couple that owns a gun store. See them for your firearms.
Y puedes contactar a unos mesiánicos que tienen también esta tienda de armas de fuego y luego le daremos la información.
Remember this news story for the lesson.
Recuerde esta noticia que le acabo de decir durante el mensaje.
Next news story.
La próxima historia.
Iran likely to launch cyber attacks on Western businesses.
Irán le ha gustado llevar estos ataques cibernéticos a los del oeste.
If we take away their money, they're going to try to take away ours.
Sorry.
If we took away their money with sanctions,
Nosotros hemos tomado su dinero con sanciones
now they're going to try to take away our money.
y ellos están intentando de tomar nuestro dinero.
Going on to the next news story. We're having kind of wacky weather, right?
Hemos tenido un clima
Crazy
loco.
weather.
Un clima loco. ¿No?
Now, why is it happening?
¿Por qué está aconteciendo eso?
Because Yeshua talked about earthquakes.
Hablando de terremotos, Yeshua dijo,
This week, the world has been non-stop shaking.
en esta semana el mundo no ha dejado de temblar.
Hawaii's volcano has not stopped erupting.
Porque este volcán no se ha detenido de hacer erupción
The other volcano on the Big Island is about to explode.
y hay otro volcán alrededor en la isla está a punto de hacer erupción.
And they say the water level is dropping in the volcano.
Y dicen que el nivel del agua se ha descendido alrededor del volcán.
What happens with that?
¿Qué pasa con esto?
What happens is it builds up steam then.
¿Qué pasa si ¿cómo?
Steam, builds up steam.
Si tira con este vapor que causa?
And they say that volcano is about to explode.
Y ellos dicen que el volcán está a punto de hacer erupción.
And they say that it's going to send 1,000 pound boulders out of the volcano.
Ellos dicen que va a estar tirando cientos y cientos ¿de qué? De piedras y rocas en el volcán.
Why is that important?
¿Por qué esto es importante?
Remember that news story for the lesson.
Recuerde esta noticia en particular durante el
The
mensaje.
Philippines also had an earthquake,
También los filipinos tuvieron un temblor
a 6.1.
de unos 6.1.
But our fellowship over there was not affected.
Pero nuestros hermanos que están con nosotros no fueron afectados.
Amén.
Amén.
Next earthquake story.
Otra historia de terremotos.
I believe that this is never, they say it's rare, almost to never happening before.
Ellos dicen que fue algo extraño que nunca había acontecido anteriormente.
They had an earthquake off the coast of New Orleans.
Ellos tuvieron un terremoto aquí cerca de Nueva Orleans.
And that was a 4.5.
Eso fue en la escala unos
The
4.5.
whole earth has been shaking tremendous amount this week.
En esta semana el mundo se ha estado temblando en una forma sobrenatural.
So I highly recommend everybody
Les recomiendo a todos
having some extra food at home at all times.
que tenga comida extra en todo tiempo.
Okay, having some of those natural fruit and nut bars.
Que tenga, o si es posible, tener de estas barras naturales para alimentarse.
Make sure you can get by for about 2 weeks worth of food, eating once a day.
Y que usted pueda tener por lo menos comiendo una vez al día 2 semanas de alimentos.
Remember this for the lesson today.
Y recuerde esta noticia también para durante la lección
All
de
right,
hoy.
that's enough news.
Ya es suficiente por
If
hoy.
you're out there,
Si estás allá afuera,
hit the doggone donate button right now and the thumbs up button.
presiona el botón de donar y también el me gusta.
How many people?
Shalom, this is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman. I would personally like to thank you for tuning in to the Remnant's Call each and every week. You can listen to the full message on our website, bethgoyim.org. If you have drawn closer to the King of Kings, learned more about Him today, we are blessed. If you are blessed by these messages, please consider a donation to our ministry. You can go to our website, bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org, and click on the donate button. You do not have to have a PayPal account to donate. All you need is a debit card. Once again, thank you very much for listening to The Remnant's Call.
If you have not taken your first steps to be born again, just ask God's help. Remember, it's His loving grace that has come to find you. No one is worthy or able to reach God, but God can reach us, and He's reaching out to you now. Just open your heart and let Him in. His arms are open, and the blessing of salvation and eternal life are waiting for you. Don't let it wait any longer.
Shalom. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord lift His face to shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you and give you His shalom. Shalom. My name is Messianic Rabbi Andrew Dinnerman, and I invite you to come to visit our congregation. If you are in the tri-state area, come out and visit with us on Shabbat. We are a congregation of Jews and Gentiles, living as one in the Messiah Yeshua. Bgmc is a place of true worship. The focus never wanders from the Hebraic roots of our faith. That Goyim is rooted in the Word of God from Bereshit through to the book of Revelation. Messiah's strong words against man-made tradition are carefully recorded in Matthew 7. That is the reason we only follow the straight-up instructions found in Scripture. Truly, the way, the truth, and the life. If you're looking for a deeper walk with Adonai, come out for our Tuesday evening Bible study called Messianic Torah Time. Come, spend a day with us on any Shabbat. We start at 11 a.m. with the sound of the ancient Hebrew shofar. Next, we offer our King praise and worship in English, Hebrew, and Spanish. After worship, we review the headlines in the previous week's news from around the globe, especially news from the Holy Land, Israel. We don't just list the news headlines as current events, but we comb through the scriptures, searching for clues to understand what they mean, and then to help pinpoint prophetically our current position on Adonai's clock. After digesting all that modern information, we leave the world behind as we journey with our Adonai deep into His eternal Word, not with just one or two scriptures, but usually 7 or more scriptures. The spiritual nourishment and the richness of His kingdom become accessible to the ones who share this special time and seek them out. The day does not end there. Because Shabbat is so special to Him, there is always so much more that our King desires to share. So instead of separating and leaving, we stay together as a family for potluck lunch and an afternoon study of our King's Word. We close the Shabbat together with the reading of the new week's parashah. That's the Torah portion. Even after those blessings, many of us just can't get enough. So the members bring prepared homemade foods to share while we all enjoy an uplifting movie together. If all that information is not quite enough, you can check out our website where you will find over 200 video teachings and biblical holy day studies. Under Messianic Torah Time, the Hebrew Roots button, you'll discover free studies on many, many different topics, including PowerPoint slide presentations. If Beth Goyim sounds like a place you'd love to visit, but you live outside the tri-state area, there is still a way to connect with us. We stream live on the internet on Tuesday, Thursday, and Shabbat. The website is www.bethgoyim.org. That's BETHGOYIM.org. Our phone number is 973-338-7800 or 978-2-YESHUA. That's 978, the number 2, Yeshua. Shalom.